Simplifying life through Buddhist teaching, secrets to finding inner peace. Have you ever felt like life is a tangled mess, with countless tasks, responsibilities, and negative emotions constantly surrounding you? If you're looking for a way to relieve that burden and step into a simpler, more serene life, this is your opportunity to explore a treasure trove of wisdom from Buddhism. Modern life often brings us immense pressure, from work, personal relationships, to relentless expectations. We chase after material possessions, fame, and emotions, but sometimes we lose sight of ourselves. In Buddhism, the profound teachings of the Buddha can help us find a path out of the whirlwind of stress and complexity, bringing peace to the soul. Understanding the nature of suffering, dukkha. One of the most important lessons in Buddhism is understanding suffering. The Buddha taught that suffering, dukkha, is an inevitable part of life. However, instead of trying to avoid or fight it, we should see suffering as an opportunity for growth. When you realize that all stress and anxiety are temporary, you will no longer be controlled by them. Learning to let go of attachments. One of the main causes of complexity in life is attachment. Buddhism emphasizes that clinging to material things, fame, or emotions is the root of suffering. Sometimes, we try to control everything when, in reality, the only thing we can truly control is our mind. Letting go doesn't mean giving up everything. It means learning not to let external things disturb your peace. Living in the present with mindfulness. We often get caught up in thoughts about the past or worries about the future, forgetting that the present is the only thing we truly have. Practicing mindfulness is a powerful method to reconnect with the present. You don't need to spend hours meditating. Just focus completely on small things like savoring a cup of tea, taking a walk, or simply breathing deeply. Simplifying everyday life. Buddhism teaches that simplicity is not just a lifestyle but also a way to free the soul. Start by decluttering your living space, removing unnecessary items, and focusing on what truly brings value. A clean space helps clear your mind. Spreading compassion and love. Ultimately, true peace comes from compassion. When you treat others with understanding and love, you not only help them but also liberate yourself from negative emotions. A compassionate heart is a peaceful heart. In this journey, we will not only learn to simplify everything around us but also find ways to reconnect with ourselves. Let's continue exploring specific steps to apply these teachings in our daily lives. Part 1. Understanding suffering, dukkha, in Buddhism. Suffering, dukkha, according to Buddhist teachings, is not merely physical or emotional pain, but rather an inherent aspect of life. After achieving enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, the Buddha outlined the Four Noble Truths, the first of which is the existence of suffering. Understanding suffering is the first step on the path toward liberation and inner peace. 1. What is suffering? The term suffering in Pali is dukkha, which translates to pain, dissatisfaction, or imperfection. It encompasses any experience that causes discomfort, anxiety, or unhappiness. The Buddha taught that suffering is an inevitable part of life and manifests in various forms, from physical pain to emotional distress. The three basic types of suffering in Buddhism include dukkha. This is the direct suffering that everyone experiences, such as illness, aging, or death. Viparinama. This is the suffering caused by the impermanence of all things. Temporary joys and happiness inevitably come to an end, leaving feelings of loss and emptiness. Sankhara. this is a deeper suffering that arises from the transient nature of all phenomena. 2. The source of suffering. The Buddha taught that suffering does not arise spontaneously. It has deep-rooted causes known as samudaya. These causes include tanha, craving, the desire to possess, control, or attain something is the root of suffering. When desires go unfulfilled, we experience dissatisfaction. Even when we achieve our desires, we fear losing them, leading to anxiety. Dosa, aversion, feelings of resentment or anger are also sources of suffering. They trap us in negative emotions. Moha, delusion, ignorance about the true nature of life leads to misguided thoughts and actions, further increasing suffering. 3. Why understand suffering? Many people feel pessimistic when they hear about suffering, but the Buddha's teachings aim to help us maintain faith in life. On the contrary, understanding the nature of suffering is essential for learning how to face and transform it. Benefits of understanding suffering. Acceptance of reality. Recognizing that suffering is an unavoidable part of life allows us to stop avoiding or denying it. This helps reduce mental stress and pressure. Growth through suffering. Suffering is not entirely negative. It offers opportunities for learning, mental training, and personal growth. 4. How to face suffering. Facing suffering is not about passively enduring it, but rather learning to observe and transform it. The Buddha outlined several practices to help us overcome suffering. Practice mindfulness. When you feel anxious or stressed, pause and take deep breaths. Focus on the present moment, observing your feelings and thoughts without judgment. This helps prevent you from being swept away by fears or worries. Practice letting go. Letting go does not mean giving up everything, but rather not clinging to what you cannot control. Accept that everything is impermanent and subject to change. By doing so, your mind will become lighter. Cultivate compassion. Treating yourself and others with compassion can reduce suffering. Compassion allows us to view suffering as a natural part of being human and teaches us to face it with love. Meditation. Meditation is an effective method for understanding the nature of suffering. Through meditation, you can observe negative emotions and realize that they are only temporary phenomena, not your true essence. Transform suffering into valuable lessons. Instead of viewing suffering as an enemy, see it as a teacher. The Buddha taught that through the experience of suffering, he found the path to enlightenment. Similarly, we can learn from suffering to become stronger and wiser. For example, when you fail at work, instead of drowning in sorrow, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? When you experience a loss, see it as an opportunity to appreciate what you still have. Suffering is a natural part of life, but it does not define our existence. By understanding and confronting suffering, you can turn it into an opportunity for personal growth and move toward a more peaceful life. In the next section, we will explore specific methods to simplify life, starting with focusing on what truly matters. Part 2: Focusing on what matters. In modern life, we often find ourselves caught in an endless whirlwind of work, relationships, and countless societal expectations. These pressures can leave us feeling overwhelmed and directionless. According to Buddhism, to seek inner peace, it is essential to learn how to let go of unnecessary things and focus on what truly brings meaning and happiness into our lives. 1. Why focus on what matters? One of the main causes of stress and dissatisfaction is our tendency to take on too much at once. We desire to have it all: wealth, fame, material possessions, and recognition from others. However, the more we chase these external things, the more exhausted we feel, because they cannot provide lasting happiness. Buddhism teaches that a happy life stems from understanding what is genuinely necessary. The Buddha once said, "Less desire, less suffering. More desire, more trouble." By simplifying our lives, we can concentrate our energy and time on what truly matters, rather than spreading ourselves thin over things that lack real value. 2. Letting go of unnecessary burdens. A core lesson in Buddhism is the importance of letting go. This involves not only relinquishing material possessions but also releasing negative thoughts, toxic emotions, and unrealistic expectations. Letting go of material possessions. In life, we often accumulate many items that we rarely use. These belongings not only take up physical space but also mental space. Ask yourself, does this item truly bring me joy or value? If the answer is no, be brave enough to let it go. A tidy living space will help your mind feel clearer and reduce feelings of overwhelm. Letting go of negative emotions and thoughts. We often carry resentment, anxiety, and fear. These emotions not only drain us but also obscure what truly matters. The Buddha taught that we need to recognize and let go of them through mindfulness practice. For example, when you feel angry, ask yourself, does this anger really solve the problem? Usually, anger only makes things worse. Learn to forgive and let go, you'll find your spirit feels lighter. 3. Identifying what's most important. Once you've let go of unnecessary things, the next step is to focus on what truly matters. Buddhism encourages us to concentrate on 3 core aspects: health, family, and the soul. Health. Without health, everything else becomes meaningless. The Buddha taught that the body is the boat that carries our minds across the sea of suffering. Caring for your health involves more than just eating well and exercising, it also includes nurturing your mind through meditation and getting enough sleep. Family and relationships. Buddhism values human relationships. Spend time with your family and loved ones. Authentic relationships bring the greatest peace and joy in life. The soul. Finally, but equally important, is nurturing the soul. Spend time cultivating your spirit through meditation, learning, and practicing compassion. A peaceful soul will help you face life's challenges more easily. 4. Practicing daily focus. Focusing on what's important isn't something that happens overnight, it requires continuous practice. Here are some tips to get you started. Create a priority list. Every day, write down the most important things you want to do. Don't let time slip away on unnecessary tasks. Practice mindfulness. When doing anything, focus entirely on that task. Whether it's eating, drinking tea, or having a conversation, be fully present. Learn to say no. Don't try to please everyone. Learn to decline unimportant requests so you can focus on what truly matters. Regularly ask yourself, is this really necessary? Does it bring me lasting happiness? 5. Benefits of living with focus. When you concentrate on what's important, your life becomes lighter and more meaningful. Some benefits include peace of mind, no longer distracted by trivial matters, you'll feel more relaxed. Higher efficiency. By channeling your energy into important tasks, you'll achieve better results. Lasting happiness, you'll realize that what truly matters brings genuine joy and satisfaction. Focusing on what's important isn't just a way of living, it's a pathway to inner peace. Start by letting go of what's unnecessary, identifying what truly matters, and practicing daily focus. The Buddha taught that happiness is not in having much, but in knowing enough. Live simply, and you will find true joy in life. In the next part, we will explore another powerful tool from Buddhist teachings, mindfulness, the art of living in the present. Part 3, Practicing Mindfulness. Mindfulness, or living in the present, is one of the core teachings of Buddhism, emphasized in the Noble Eightfold Path, the way to enlightenment. Mindfulness is not something complex, it is the awareness of our actions, thoughts, and feelings in each moment. This art helps us return to ourselves, fully experience the present, and reduce stress and anxiety. 1. What is mindfulness? In Pali, mindfulness is called sati, meaning awareness, recognition, and full consciousness. The Buddha taught that people often get caught up in thoughts about the past or worries about the future, forgetting that the present moment is the only time that truly exists. Mindfulness is not just awareness but also objective observation without judgment of what is happening in our minds and around us. Example: when drinking tea, instead of sipping while looking at your phone or thinking about work, focus entirely on the feeling of holding the cup, the taste of the tea on your tongue, and the warmth spreading through your hands. 2. Benefits of practicing mindfulness. Practicing mindfulness offers numerous benefits for physical, mental, and spiritual health. Reduces stress. When you focus on the present, worries about the future and regrets about the past fade away, making your mind feel lighter. Increases concentration. Mindfulness helps you train your attention and work more effectively without distractions. Improves mental health. Modern studies have shown that mindfulness can reduce symptoms of anxiety and depression, and enhance overall well-being. Enhances self-awareness, through mindfulness. You can observe your emotions and thoughts objectively, allowing you to control your reactions. 3. Methods of practicing mindfulness. Mindfulness is not complicated. You can practice it in daily activities like eating, walking, or working. Here are some simple ways to practice mindfulness. 1. Mindfulness meditation. Oh, how to do it. 1. Sit comfortably. With your back straight, eyes closed or gently looking down. 2. Focus on your breath, feeling the air flowing in and out through your nose or your abdomen. 3. When your mind wanders, gently bring your attention back to your breath without self-judgment. 2. Mindfulness when eating. Oh, instead of rushing through meals, make each meal an opportunity to practice mindfulness. Oh, how to do it. 1. Observe the colors, flavors, and aromas of the food before eating. 2. Chew slowly, savoring each bite without thinking about anything else. 3. Be grateful for the food and the effort of those who produced it. 3. Mindfulness while walking. Oh, walking is a simple yet effective activity for practicing mindfulness. Oh, how to do it. 1. When walking, focus on each step, feeling your feet touch the ground. 2. Observe your breath, the surrounding environment, and the sensations in your body. 3. Avoid using your phone or thinking about work. 4. Mindfulness at work. Oh, you can apply mindfulness in your daily work to enhance effectiveness. Oh, how to do it. 1. Start a task with clear intention. 2. Focus entirely on the task at hand, avoiding multitasking. 3. Take short breaks between tasks to regain focus. 4. Overcoming challenges in practicing mindfulness. Practicing mindfulness requires patience and time. Initially, you might encounter difficulties such as distracted mind. This is natural. When you notice your mind wandering, gently bring it back to the present. Lack of patience. Many people want instant results. Remember that mindfulness is a journey, not a destination. Difficulty finding time. You don't need to spend hours practicing. Start with just a few minutes each day and gradually increase. 5. Mindfulness in Buddhist teachings. In Buddhist teachings, mindfulness is part of the Noble Eightfold Path, the way to enlightenment. The Buddha taught that mindfulness helps us overcome greed, hatred, and delusion, while clearly recognizing the impermanent nature of life. One famous discourse on mindfulness is the Satipatthana Sutta, in which the Buddha identifies 4 areas for practicing mindfulness. 1. Mindfulness of the body, Kayanupassana, observing the body, from breath to daily postures and actions. 2. Mindfulness of feelings, Vedanupasana, recognizing pleasant, unpleasant, or neutral sensations in each moment. 3. Mindfulness of the mind, Siddhanupasana, observing mental states, such as anxiety, joy, or anger. 4. Mindfulness of phenomena, Dhammanupassana, recognizing the phenomena occurring, such as impermanence, suffering, and non-self. 6. Inspirational quotes about mindfulness. The past has gone, the future has not yet come. Only the present is of utmost importance. The Buddha. Mindfulness is the path to liberation from suffering. Live mindfully, and every moment will become extraordinary. Mindfulness is not just a technique, it is a way of life that allows you to enjoy each moment and find peace in the present. Whether you are drinking tea, walking, or working, practice mindfulness to slow down and deepen your experience. In the next part, we will explore another important aspect of Buddhism. Compassion, the key to opening the heart and living harmoniously with others. Part 4. Letting go of attachment. Attachment is one of the primary causes of suffering in life, according to Buddhist teachings. We often cling to material possessions, fame, relationships, or even emotions, hoping they will bring us lasting happiness. However, all these things are impermanent, they change, fade away, or never meet our expectations. Letting go of attachment does not mean giving up everything or becoming indifferent. Instead, it is about freeing ourselves from unnecessary burdens and pressures, allowing our souls to be free and at peace. 1. What is attachment? In Buddhism, attachment refers to clinging to an object or idea, believing that it will bring happiness or security. The Buddha taught that attachment can take many forms. Material, desire for possessions, money, and wealth. Emotional, attachment to joy, affection, or even pain. Fame and status. The desire for recognition and esteem from others. Relationships, dependence on others to find happiness. This attachment often leads to anxiety, fear of loss, and suffering when what we cling to is no longer there. 2. Why does attachment cause suffering? The Buddha taught that everything in life is impermanent, anicca. This means that everything changes, and nothing lasts forever. When we cling to something, we become hurt when it changes or is no longer there. For example, when attached to a relationship, we may feel pain when that person leaves or does not meet our expectations. When clinging to money and fame, we easily fall into a state of anxiety from the fear of losing them. When stuck in the past or overly concerned about the future, we miss the opportunity to live fully in the present. The Buddha once said, "The root of all suffering is attachment." By letting go, we not only free ourselves from suffering but also open the door to true freedom and happiness. 3. How to let go of attachment. Letting go does not happen instantly. It is a process of practice and self-awareness. Here are some basic steps to get started. Understand impermanence. Remember that everything changes. This not only helps you accept loss but also encourages you to appreciate what you have. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness helps you identify and observe your attachments without judgment. With clear awareness, you will find it easier to let go. For example, if you feel anxious about finances, pause and ask yourself, does this anxiety really help solve the problem? Cultivate compassion. Compassion for yourself and others helps you let go of resentment, pain, and expectations. When you understand that we are all trying to find happiness, it becomes easier to forgive and release. Reduce desires. Ask yourself, is this really necessary? Does it bring lasting happiness or just temporary joy? By living simply, you will feel lighter and more free. Practice meditation. Meditation is a powerful tool to train your mind and let go of negative or unnecessary thoughts. When meditating, focus on your breath and allow thoughts to come and go naturally. 4. Benefits of letting go of attachment. When you learn to let go, life becomes lighter and more meaningful. Mental freedom. No longer bound by worries, you will feel more relaxed and at peace. Reduced suffering. Without attachment, you will not be hurt by changes or losses. Living fully in the present. Letting go of the past and future allows you to enjoy the present moment completely. Harmonious relationships. When you do not impose expectations on others, relationships become more genuine and comfortable. 5. Letting go does not mean giving up. Many people misunderstand that letting go means giving up everything, but this is not true. Letting go does not mean abandoning love, responsibilities, or work. Instead, it is a shift in perspective. Love without possession. Work without excessive expectations. Appreciate without dependency. For example, you can love your family, but you should not try to control or expect them to do everything your way. True love is about freedom and acceptance. 6. The Buddha and the lesson of letting go. In a famous story, the Buddha tells of a traveler crossing a river. He used a raft to get across, but then continued to carry the raft on his shoulders, even though it was no longer needed. The Buddha taught that we often do the same, carrying unnecessary burdens simply because they once helped us. Letting go does not mean denying the value of the past, but knowing when to leave it behind to continue the journey. 7. Inspirational quotes on letting go. Let go to truly embrace life. Happiness comes when you stop trying to control everything. It is not what you hold on to, but what you let go of that sets you free. Attachment is the source of much suffering, but you can overcome it by practicing letting go. Remember, letting go is not about loss, it is about liberation. When you release what is unnecessary, you will feel true freedom, peace, and happiness. In the next part, we will explore another important principle of Buddhism, compassion, the key to building a meaningful and harmonious life. P5. Doing good and compassion, the path to peace. In Buddhist teachings, doing good and compassion are not just moral principles but also a way of life that helps individuals overcome suffering and find true meaning in life. Compassion and good deeds connect the heart and soul, bringing joy not only to the receiver but also to the giver. Below, we will explore how doing good and practicing compassion can profoundly and sustainably change your life. 1. Compassion, the heart of Buddhism. What is compassion? Compassion, karuna, is the ability to deeply empathize with the suffering of others and the desire to alleviate that suffering. This is one of the core virtues emphasized by the Buddha. However, compassion goes beyond empathy. It encompasses taking practical action to benefit others. Compassion without boundaries. Buddhism teaches that compassion should not be limited by family, friends, or community. It needs to be extended to all sentient beings, regardless of race, religion, or circumstances. This non-discrimination forms the foundation for breaking down prejudices and building a peaceful world. For example, a famous Buddhist story tells of the Buddha helping an injured bird, emphasizing that compassion is not only for humans but also includes animals and nature. 2. Why does doing good bring meaning? What is doing good? Doing good, dana, in Buddhism involves giving without expecting anything in return. This can be material goods, time, knowledge, or simply a smile. The key is the intention behind the act, sincerity and the absence of expectations. Inner joy from doing good. When you help others, your brain releases hormones like oxytocin and serotonin, creating feelings of happiness and connection. However, the joy from doing good is not just a temporary feeling. It is a deep sense of peace when you know you have contributed to making the world better. 3. How to practice doing good and compassion in daily life. 1. Start with small acts. You don't need to perform grand gestures to do good or show compassion. Small, sincere actions can create significant change. Spend time listening to a friend in need. Donate food to the homeless. Teach a child something valuable. Smile and greet people you encounter throughout the day. 2. Practice self-compassion. Compassion should not only be directed outward but also inward. Forgive your own mistakes, take care of your mental and physical health, and recognize that you deserve love and respect. 3. Spread compassion through thoughts and words. Avoid criticizing or judging others. Instead, use gentle, encouraging, and constructive language. 4. Create a compassionate community. Join or create communities where people support one another, engage in good deeds, and spread positive values. 4. Doing good and compassion in difficult situations. How to be compassionate when hurt. Buddhism teaches that to truly practice compassion, you need to transcend ego and pride. When hurt, remember that the person who caused the hurt may also be suffering. Forgiveness does not mean accepting wrongdoing, it means freeing yourself from resentment. Compassion without expectation. Genuine compassion does not seek recognition or reciprocation. Good deeds are part of spiritual growth, not transactions. Remember, true joy comes from knowing you did the right thing, not from others' reactions. 5. Benefits of doing good and spreading compassion. For yourself. Reduced stress. Doing good activates positive emotions, helping you alleviate anxiety and stress. Enhanced life meaning. Acts of kindness make you feel that your life has more value. Character building. You become more patient, tolerant, and confident. For the community. Creating ripple effects, one good deed can inspire others, creating a chain of kindness. Strengthening connections. Helping others builds genuine and meaningful relationships. 6. The Buddha and the lesson of compassion. The Buddha once told the story of a king named Ashoka. Initially, he was a brutal ruler. But after witnessing the pain from wars, he changed. Ashoka dedicated his life to building hospitals, schools, and providing food for the poor. His life serves as a vibrant testament to the power of compassion and good deeds. Making compassion a way of life. Compassion is not something distant. It is how you treat everyone and everything around you daily. When you choose to do good and spread compassion, you not only benefit others but also find peace and joy within yourself. Start today with an open heart and a ready hand. Every action, no matter how small, contributes to a better world. Conclusion: the path to peace begins within. It's wonderful that we have explored 5 simple ways to simplify life based on the profound teachings of Buddhism. These are not just philosophies but practical guidelines you can apply today to make life lighter and more meaningful. Modern life, with its myriad pressures, can easily lead us astray, making us forget what truly matters. However, as the Buddha taught, peace is not something we seek from the outside world, it is nurtured from within our souls. Only by learning to accept, let go, and live with compassion can we experience true tranquility. Summary of valuable lessons. Today's lessons remind us that understanding suffering helps us realize we are not alone in overcoming challenges. Focusing on what's important allows you to let go of unnecessary burdens and create space for true happiness. Practicing mindfulness is a way to live fully in the present, reducing anxiety and distraction. Letting go of attachment frees you from the weight of the past and unrealistic expectations for the future. Spreading compassion and doing good brings joy to both you and those around you. Creating a meaningful life. Remember, change begins with small steps. Today, you might try spending a few minutes practicing mindfulness or simply smiling at someone. These small acts, when done sincerely, can make a significant difference. If you found this content helpful, please share this video to spread this positive message to more people. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications to not miss upcoming videos. We look forward to accompanying you on the journey of exploring and building a meaningful life. We sincerely thank you for taking the time to watch this video. May you always find peace and happiness on your path. See you in the next videos. Namo Shakyamuni Buddha.